Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Lost. This is the 5th episode of the 2nd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you'd like to watch today's full episode, it is available for free in the link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So last episode, very interesting. Obviously, we found out that the bunker has a high supply of food. Yes, all of the cravings that you've been having on the island, your chocolates, you know, your peanut butters, your chips, you know, everything that you could possibly dream of having is here in this location. Now the thing is, you know, they've been tasked kind of, well, early as with the distribution of it, counting it, stocking it, checking how much is there and how they can obviously hand it out. And as people slowly start to obviously find out that there's stuff there, people are wanting more and more from him, and he can't handle that pressure, can he? It's kind of like him obviously being rich now, and the demands of obviously people trying to obviously take off him pretty much. He feels the pressure that obviously if he gives one person one thing, then the other person's going to be disappointed, and that one's going to be disappointed, and it's all Hurley's fault. And you know, the pressure was getting to him, and he's actually considering blowing it up, which is very interesting. And you know, fair play to him as well. He didn't actually take any of the food and start eating it himself, even though he was wanting to. We even had a decent kind of little montage at the start of the episode where we could see him eating all the chocolate, eating the chips, you know, getting his face into all of the food, before obviously it turned out he was just dreaming while he was on his little shift to press the button. Now, the interesting thing is, obviously, Kate's just come in, just stole some shampoo and went to take a shower. She's not even caring really about the rules that are being implemented. She's just doing her own thing, which again is pretty disappointing, because obviously he managed to hold off his hunger, and he didn't give anything out to you know, Charlie when he was asking for the peanut butter for Claire. But obviously, like I said, mate, he's going to blow it all up at the end of the day. He come to Jack, he said, look, mate, there's like 40 of us here. There's not enough in there for people to rationalise out and to give it to people. So how about we just tell everybody, we just hand it out, all have a great time, all stuff our faces, and, you know, just get a big, massive sugar rush. And Jack was like, do you know what? If you want to do that, go for it, which is good for Jack. Usually he's the moaner, but he give it out. And we're just seeing a good little montage of everybody having a great time, eating, enjoying it, bonding, you know what I mean? Now, I think that I thought was interesting is Claire actually found the bottle with all the notes, you know, everybody left for their families that come back to shore, and she went over and she told you know, she told Shannon, who actually said that I think we should go and tell Son, and left it to her to decide what to do with it. Now, she's actually buried it. She was believing, well, I believe anyway, that she's believing, but by obviously telling everybody that, you know, it's drifted back, it'll lose hope for everyone. They currently think they're out there looking, you know, for people to save them so that they can come and escape the island. And by obviously saying that they found this, it might creep a little doubt into people. So she's decided to just, you know, put it in the ground, pretend it's not, you know, like it's not happened, and that everything's all going well. Now, talking about going well, mate, you know, we found out there is some survivors from the back of the plane, and one is actually Bernard. Yes, you know, Anna Lucille, who was thrown in the pit with Sawyer Michael and obviously Jane, turned out to be obviously one of the survivors, who ended up obviously revealing that they've got a bunker too. And we learned that there was 23 of them that survived, but when they actually got there, there was only like 5 of them. So we don't actually know what's happened to them, if the islands consumed them, do you know, if they've gone crazy, if they died, if the others have taken them. No idea. But like I said, what we did find out is that Rosie's husband is alive, and her hunch, so to speak, that he's never actually died has come true. And you know, he's there, he's crying, and he's happy after Michael told her that she survived as well. So mate, I can't wait for them to reunite. I'm hoping that he's not an arsehole, if I'm being totally honest, because she's great. You know, she reminds me of being the mum of the camp, and I'm hoping that he could be a dad as well. Do you know what I mean? Get them two together, lovey-dovey, do you know what I mean? Good words of wisdom, good vibes to the camp, and like I said, hopefully these people from the back of the plane, Anna Lucia and Co, are not arseholes. But that's where we currently are. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, let's jump into the 5th episode of the 2nd season of Lost.
It's been 4 days.
You know, that's not that long. They said it could take up to 2 weeks to find a current.
He's lost a ring.
Okay. My wedding ring.
Oh, no way.
너 그 옷 입고 나갈 거야?
이 옷이 어때서?
내 남자를 만났으면 그럼 중매쟁이도 필요 없지 않아?
때가 되면 내 남편 감은 내가 찾을게요.
그때가 지금이라고 말하셨어.
Funny how they put pressure on you.
애정의 문제네. 어떻게 생긴 줄 알아야 만나면 알아보지.
오렌지. 왜 사람으로 오렌지야?
야, 내 주제 결혼은 무슨 내 입이 풀칠하기도 바쁜데. 이마, 인생에 목표가 있어야지. 남들보다 열심히 일해서 승진도 빨리 하고 성공해야지.
참 면접 보고 되게 그러네.
나에겐 인생의 중대사야, 이마.
그 가격표는 띄워야지.
내일 백화점에 어떻게 판 하나라고.
That was interesting. That. Do you know what, right? You were saying there that, you know, people get respected to being in high positions and everybody should have a goal. And his is like to get promoted and move the way up. But, you know, to me, it's not... Hey, honestly, from my point of view, I don't care what position you're in. You can literally be CEO of a company or you can work in McDonald's. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, it's two ends of the spectrum, if we're being totally honest. But it's all about who you are as a person. If you're a great guy, then that's it. That's all I care about. You know, you don't get respect because you're in a certain position. How many of these people are just born into rich lives and they got all this money and don't know what to do with it? And how many people graft every day, work multiple jobs? You know what I mean? Like, it's about who you are as a person and how, you know, like, hard you're willing to work. So, like I said, mate, you know, it doesn't matter what position you are as long as you're willing to put the effort in. And I think it's interesting because in their sort of like lifestyle and the way the countries that they're from live, you know, they expect people to get married at a certain age and get with somebody, do you know what I mean? And they see it like if, you know, like females go into like the 30s and 40s and they're still single, then people kind of like look down upon them, which I think is crazy because in modern day society now, everybody just gets with people at any ages, don't they? You know, some people can have kids late into the 30s and 40s as well, but it's mad that they put pressure on you to find someone.
It's okay. Son, you'll be with her again. I think they're trying to figure out what to do with us.
I think they're gonna eat us.
We're moving out.
Moving out where?
You're gonna help us get food and water.
A long walk where?
Back to where you came from. All clear.
Think we ought to stage a prison break here.
I want to figure out what the hell is going on over here before I make any decisions about anything.
We're gonna go scout before we move.
Take him with you.
His name is Michael.
Bernard and I'll gather the fish.
Fish. Man knows how to fish.
He comes with us too.
Son, you okay?
I lost my wedding ring.
Lost my wedding ring once. Crazy where you'll look when you want to find something bad enough. Took apart the pipes in my bathroom because I was convinced that it had gone down the drain in the sink.
What did your wife say?
She never knew. Went to a jeweler and I had a replica made, that's how. And now it's just rattling around in my sock drawer back home.
I'd love to know what happened to Jack and his marriage. I reckon that she might have died.
저러다가 굶어 죽지.
Does it look like I speak Korean?
Fish.
You love it. He's a fisherman, mate. His dad was. You know what I mean? It runs in the family.
생김새로나 말투로 봐서
남해입니다.
생선 냄새가 나더니 오늘부터 권진수 씨 직원으로 발령하세요. 비가 오나 눈이 오나 열심히 일하되 봉급 인상이나 휴가는 없어. 서울 게이트웨이 호텔은 최상의 서비스를 자랑하는 한국 최고의 호텔이야. 자네 같은 사람들 절대로 드나들 수 없는 곳이야.
You know, like he's just saying there, don't open a door for people like you. I'm guessing he's saying for, well, he's judging people in terms of like wealthiness. But again, you can never judge a book by its cover. You know, have you ever seen the Fast and Furious films? There's loads of them. There's a 10th one coming out this year. But Ludacris, I don't even know what his name is in that, goes to buy a car and the guy's looking at him as if to say, mate, you can't afford any of these cars. And then he ends up buying the whole shop and he says, I want your clothes too. And the guy who works there has to just get naked. And I want your watch. And basically the guy's just left in his socks. And Ludacris takes all the cars and the guy's clothes. And it's like, that's all because the guy judged him. You know what I mean? Never judge a book by its cover. It's a true saying and it should run through with everybody in their life. But it's interesting though. You know, he was saying there, you never ask for time off, never ask for a raise. You work obviously day and night and, you know, you work hard. So ever since I started work at 18, I've always had at least 4 weeks mandatory off work. So obviously 4 times 5 is 20 days off work paid. Plus I get all of the bank holidays as well. So you end up with around 25 days off work paid. Some jobs, you know, I've had even 5 weeks off and that's just mandatory as well. It's not like, you know, you don't have to take it, you do, you get it. And if you don't take the time off, you get paid for those days that you haven't taken. So it's interesting because I know like other countries, they only have like 1 or 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Throwing you and your friends into the pit?
Friends? Just never thought about them like that. I mean, I guess one of them's my friend. Where the hell are all the fruit?
Yeah, we pick these trees pretty clean. Sometimes you can find them on the ground.
Why don't you head inland?
Don't go that way.
Why?
Because that's where they come from.
That's where he wants to go. That's where Walt's going to be.
So what's your name anyway?
Mr. Echo.
Mr. Echo.
Yes.
buddy ran off into the jungle.
Michael, he just left.
그래서 저래.
And what's he trying to say? What's he saying?
어딘가에 살아있다고 생각하나 봐.
Walt!
Keywords. He's getting there.
마이클.
We're leaving before he can tell them where we are.
What are we supposed to do? Wait for him? Walt! He ain't coming back without Walt.
In case you haven't noticed, it's every man for himself, Chewie.
I was gonna let him go. You respected him. You love to see it.
You're going the wrong way. I'm gonna help him find his friend.
Yes, lad. That's what we like to see.
We can't wait for you.
I don't expect you to.
I like it. That was good.
Trace your steps. Like, what'd you do yesterday? You fed the dog?
So,
This gives me flashbacks of American Pie the Wedding.
is that in the good Korea or the bad Korea?
The good one.
Did you ever own a dog?
Jin gave me one.
What was his name?
뽀뽀. It means a kiss.
그렇지. 아버님이 이 호텔 회장님이셔. 제가 알기로는 대개 따님이 서울대학 다녔다면서요?
네. 아무려면 하버드만 하겠어요.
무슨 전공을 하셨어요?
미술 역사학이요. 뭘 전공하셨는데요?
중세 러시아 문학이요. 어쩌다 보니 지금은 호텔 일을 하고 있네요.
네. 어쩌다 보니까
No, Michael. Wait, no.
Has he been killed or is it somebody out of the tree? I'm wondering if he fell out of the plane, that guy, or if he was murdered.
His name was Goodwin.
Others.
You know, I know they've taken Walt, but the others do seem or sound like savages, don't they? Literally, they sound like stone cold killers, and I'm interested to obviously see who they are and how many of them there are. Because yes, okay, we was told that there was 23 of these that survived, obviously, from the back of the plane, but now after looking at it, there's not many left, is it? Was there only 5 of them? No, either half of them have been consumed, obviously, by the island, because, I mean, some of them have got to have, surely, because they've asked that question a couple of times, haven't they? Do you know how many of you have been sick? You know what I mean? And even Danielle's mentioned her people got sick as well. So I'm assuming some of them have, but the majority would have been killed by the others or taken. Now, again, I would like to see how many of them there are. What's their camp like? Is it just like set up in the trees like this, or is it a full-on village that they've got going, a proper establishment? Do you know what I mean? It sounds like they're consistently living on the island. They've not fell here. I feel like they're part of it. And they're, you know, brutally killing people and just leaving the bodies in the trees, not even taking them either, literally. You know what I mean? It's savageness. Now, again, son there was getting set up for an arranged marriage, but they're crazy them out there. I'm so glad that I'm not in a situation where I have to be put into like arranged marriages or situations like that, because one, I think it's dead awkward, and two, imagine being paired with somebody that you're really not attracted to at all. You know what I mean? Like, I am a firm believer that you could be not attracted to somebody, but then you can spend more time with them, like them, start to have feelings for them, and get attracted to them. I've been in the situations before where I've seen it where like people who've been part of friendship groups, you know, just been friends for so long, and then obviously people start falling, you know, like in love with people and stuff like that, because the more you associate with somebody, realise how good they are and how nice they are as a person and stuff that they like and just everything, you know, people do start getting a feeling. So I do believe that you can firmly actually get in an arranged marriage and end up loving the person. But I feel like at the start it's just like proper forced, isn't it? It'd be so awkward.
Michael? No. For your cut.
Your wife, what is her name?
Son.
She was with you on the plane.
She's still not figured out like it could be in the sand.
Bad day.
You know, I actually do like Locke, you know. I think he's dead interesting.
Did you see me?
Rip apart your garden? No. I used to get angry.
So you're not frustrated anymore?
I'm not lost anymore.
How did you do that?
Same way anything lost gets found. I stopped looking.
That's kind of like don't go searching for love, innit? Just let life be and you'll find something.
그것 좀 빌려주시겠어요? 아, 예. 물론이죠.
고마워요. 선 씨도 참 좋은 분이신 것 같아요. 그래서 말인데 앞으로 우리 계속 만나는 걸 하면 어떨까요? 맞서물 걱정도 없고 부모님 눈치 볼 일도 없고, 그리고 한마디 더 말씀드려도 될까요? 비밀이.
Maybe you don't want to be with her.
예, 말씀하세요.
하버드에서 백인 여자친구 만났어요.
Yeah, I kind of thought that.
아직 아버지한테 말씀 못 드렸지만 6개월 후에 미국에 돌아가서.
멋지시네요.
제가 잘못.
꼭 행복하세요. 제가 중요한 약속이 있어서요. 그만
아니 선씨.
오늘 점심
Kind of got that. I knew he was going to say that. She's disappointed though, but she bumps into Jin, I guess.
This is fresh. These tracks.
Michael.
Yes. They don't leave tracks.
Where? Where?
Oh, Stem. I thought it was someone else. Oh, they are silent. Yo, that was like 12 people walked through there, and that was crazy, and it was well silent. I don't know why he'd be scared. Not why he'd be scared of them, but can he not take them?
That way. Your friend went that way.
어서 오십시오.
부탁합니다. 급해서 그러는데.
죄송하지만 호텔 손님만 사용할 수 있습니다. 참을 수 있겠지?
부탁합니다. 제 급해서 그러는데.
들어가세요. 왼쪽에 있으니까.
The guy stood at the door, he's watching.
첫 번째 경고야. 길에서 싸든 무슨 상관이야. 너 같은 놈들.
To be fair, I would just quit me.
고맙습니다.
Yeah, no job's worth being shouted at. I know even looking down on others, none of it.
Hurley told me that you lost your wedding ring. Well, they've only been gone a few days, you know.
Don't. I'm sick of everyone saying he's all right. Claire found the bottle, the one from the raft.
Mate, I'm excited. The others have kind of been implemented a little bit this episode.
Keep slowing us down, we're gonna leave you behind.
Go ahead, leave me behind. Got a question for you. Now that your tracker's gone, how you gonna find our camp without...
I was going to say that. How does she know where she's going?
You married?
No.
Seems suited for it.
What about you?
No, ma'am.
You gay?
Funny.
You know what? He kind of reminds me of a Woody Harrelson, Matthew McConaughey kind of style, like, you know, his walk and act and talk, so to speak. Wow, he's just there like that straight away.
What are you doing? Michael, go back, man!
Do you know, the best scenario for me would be, yeah, is that these kind of disappear from Echo and maybe get taken or whatever, or maybe get put in a situation where, like, you know, they're needing help and Echo finds them, beats them down and shows that he's a team player and he's there for them. Do you know what I mean? And that's kind of like his induction into We Are Together. You know what I'm saying? Like, so far, Echo's been good. I've actually really enjoyed him. And, you know, we had Echo in the 100, absolute beast. Now we've got Echo here again with Marcus Cage / Desmond. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm interested to see how we play it out. But yeah, you know, I would love him to turn up and save the day. And it kind of shows between both camps that, like, we are the same. Do you know what I mean? We're not the enemy, you're not the enemy. Let's work together and it'll be good.
I'm not going back without him. Whoa! What, you worried they're gonna hear me?
Shouting is not a good idea. You need to come back with us now.
I'm not leaving him out here.
I know they took your son, but you have no idea what these people are capable of.
They took him right out of my hand. I'm not going back without him.
You find Walt.
They need to be better prepared, don't they, to go in for the attack for them. You just take her out.
Those are private. Kate, stop. What are you doing?
I didn't say goodbye.
Sawyer?
Son.
There's your wedding ring. That looks like an engagement ring more than a wedding ring. Orange. That's what he was looking at. Well, it went absolutely rapid, that episode. That's what it feels like anyway, you know. Big Echo, we love to see it, you know, getting new names introduced as well. Now, again, you could see that they was actually really concerned and really scared about the others, which excites me. I'd be so disappointed if they are disappointing, if that makes sense, because obviously we've seen them come in with a boat, take WALT, you know, we know that Danielle's scared of him as well. We've heard them here on the island, like, many times, you know what I mean? We've also heard that, like, these are scared of them. Echo was saying if they don't want to be found, then they won't, you know what I mean? And, interesting thing is, did you see it? Like, I was questioning, I wonder if they've got their own village, you know what I mean? Proper camped up, living there for years, you know what I mean? Proper society going. But it also looks like they're kind of poverty islanders as well. You know what I mean? It looks like they haven't really got much stuff. You know, they had a kid was dragging a bear that was all like ripped up and manky. You know, didn't have any shoes. He was walking silently across the ground, which is interesting because, you know, if I took my shoes off and walked outside now with a bunch of twigs, it would absolutely murder. But the more and more you do it, you know, the more the soles of your feet toughen up. You'll be able to walk without, you know, without shoes. Like, that's how, like, tribal people do, you know, like, they probably got no problem in running across rivers and rocks and going over sticks and twigs because their soles of their feet are so thick and so strong, you know what I mean? And they'd be able to walk and tippy-toe and be dead silent. And it seems like there's quite a few of them as well. And they look totally different to the type of others that we see arrive on the boat. Do you know what I mean? Like, these ones here, yes, we didn't see the face or anything realistically what they was wearing, but they had no shoes on, and it did look like, you know, the clothes that they did have that we could see from the bottoms of it was kind of in tatters, if that makes sense. Where the ones on the boat, they was kind of, well, they could speak English, for one. And two, they had a homemade, like, grenade, they had a boat, and obviously they had clothing as well, and they stole WALT. So, I mean, that's very interesting. It seems like there could be two different styles, you know what I mean, of them. I like how he's kind of, like, hidden the trees as well, waiting for them. That was good, actually. I was thinking, who's that in the trees? I didn't even clock it was them. But also, it seems like the savages as well and strong. We did see Ethan. He could speak English again. He was strong. He beat Jack up multiple times, you know what I mean? And the only reason why he kind of, well, died is because he was rookie. Somehow Claire got away, and then he wanted to found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time with multiple eyes on him, and then Charlie popped in and killed him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he ended up being shot. And I'm very surprised, in my personal opinion, that the others didn't actually come and try and avenge him. Also, did they actually light the black flame, the smoke, whatever you want to call it, when Danielle was trying to give the baby? Because I feel like they did. I don't feel like it was her just making that up. I feel like she actually did believe that she could do a trade. So again, I would love to see her daughter as, you know, as she's older now, and if she knew that she was taken from Danielle, which I believe that she wouldn't, and she probably wouldn't even know it was her, because obviously from the whole life and upbringing, she would have been around them, but she must be pretty old now as well. So again, there's loads of stuff that we could do with the others and what we can get from them, but I'm also liking that Anna Lucille and the rest of the crew are now trying to make their way back to camp. And like I said, mate, hopefully we get a Rose and Bernard reunite soon, mate. That'd be really good. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. 5 episodes in, flying. You know, it's interesting that Desmond was in kind of like 2 episodes, but not really. He's ran off. I don't even know where he's gone. It's funny how, like, we've not even seen him after that episode. Fully expecting to come back into the show, though. Again, I'm interested the fact that the bunker that Anna Lucille has been in, you know, they don't have an alarm or whatever you want to call it, a machine that you have to puncture the code in. Maybe the people in that facility, yeah, have been there and failed or not pressed it or whatever, and their experiment's kind of like over. Do you know what I mean? And the one inside of this one, the sector 2 or whatever they was in, it's just running and running and running until obviously they fail as well. But they're never going to fail because obviously more people come and come and come each time, and now they've got shifts and patterns, you know what I mean? Like, realistically, unless somebody purposely decides not to press it, they should be covered in sweet. But it's interesting because, like I said, that bunker that they've got looks all right. You know what I mean? It doesn't look like they've got an alarm to press, and now they've obviously gone on the move anyway. They're coming back to camp. Soy's there with them as well, so he's going to lead them back. And obviously Michael Jin and you know, new guy Echo was kind of like on the way to the others or in their direction. We did see them /encounter them, not face to face, but we seen them walk by, which is good because now there's hopefully be more and more kind of like integrated into it. We could see that, you know, they're not really bothered about killing people as well. Like, no hesitations, really. We've seen a guy just left his body in the middle of the trees. Not even buried him, not even taken him anywhere. Do you know, at least the people who died in the camp, they give him a burial. These guys, you just kill you and just leave you. So that's interesting. And, you know, if somebody like Echo is going to be scared of them, then they must be pretty decent in terms of combat, because he's beat up Michael Jin and Soy, didn't they? But I suppose he had a bit more energy. They've just swam from the sea, and obviously, you know, they would have exercised a lot of it coming onto the island, but we could see him, and he's muscly as well. So, I mean, that does excite me, if I'm being honest. And, you know, if their camps dwindle from 23 to 5, then I believe some of them would have been captured, not all of them would have been killed. So I want to see more of that. Like I said, I'm loving the fact that Bernard's going back to the camp, because I do want to see a reunite with Rose, but I also would like to see how people react and, you know, kind of like relationship build with the new characters. I feel like even though the first 2 episodes was kind of like around the bunker and stuff like that, I feel like we've kind of done a pretty decent spread of like not focusing heavily on Locke, Jack and Kate, if I'm being totally honest. I'm not saying that last season was all about them, because I do feel like for the cast we did spread it decently, and we kind of got like an episode a day kind of like of each character, which is great, and it seems like we're doing that again here, so I've got no problems with that. More of the backstories is what we like to see, but I do feel like the spread has been pretty good. We've not lingered on people for too long. I feel like Kate's hardly even been in it, which I'm not saying is a positive, but what I'm saying is for the cast, it is good, because it shows that everybody's kind of getting a bit of screen time, people are being more introduced to it, and like basically people like Charlie and Claire and Hurley basically like hardly even seen them at all this season, so it just gives you more incentive to keep watching it, because their stories are going to come even more and you're going to get more of them, whilst also the current cast that we're kind of seeing today, a bit of Jin, a bit of obviously Sun, and you know, Michael again and Walt in the last few ones, so it's just going to increase and go forward. So I mean, I want to see if we can get a backstory of one of the new guys, maybe Anna Lucille, or if we get one of Echo. I'm also really interested in knowing what's happened with Jack and his wife, to be honest. Has Sarah actually died, or did they break up? He did say the ring was in a drawer at home, which does mean to me that maybe it's a sentimental thing that he's kind of got. Like, it's not as if that he's you know, got divorced and threw it away. Basically he's still got it in the drawer, so it must mean something to him. And like I said, yeah, he saved her one time, but maybe she was in another accident, or maybe just life happened and she passed. Who knows? He's not really mentioned it, but he did open up, and I think it's the first time that he's kind of mentioned to somebody that he was married in a, you know, in a previous life, so to speak. So, you know, overall, I thought it was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could get more of Sun and Jin, to be honest. I do think they're actually really, really good. I actually do. And the fact is, he don't even speak no English either, but like his character is so likable in my opinion that like I want to see more of him. So that is where we currently are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did enjoy it, please smash like, it really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers guys.